Over the past 4 months, I've been doing everything I can to maximize my gains. So how did I go? Well, let's find out. In this video, guys, I'm gonna be breaking down the results from my most recent body scan, and we're gonna be comparing it to my first body scan. These two are 4 months apart, and I've been on a bulk in between. I've done pretty much everything from eating heaps of food, high protein, to recovering well, to optimizing my training, and everything else that you need to be doing. So without further ado, let's check out the results. So we're gonna check out my most recent body scan first, and then we're gonna compare it to the old one. So shout out to the Invigorate Health Club up in Marcoola. These guys do body scans, literally only 30 bucks. You can walk in, don't even need an appointment. I'm not even a member, and it was super easy. So starting off with the overall body composition analysis, my height measured on that little machine that they have was 177.4 centimeters. I believe that's about 5'9" or 5'10", which is very insulting. But anyway, I'm 20 and obviously I am a male. So keeping that in mind, let's check out our total weight. So for this body scan, I weighed in at 78.4 kilos, which is quite a big difference from where I started on the bulk. When I started the bulk, I was about 64 kilos. So already we're up 14 kilos in just 4 months. Now, included in that weight, we got a total body fat mass of 13 kilos. Now that's still not actually a lot considering what I came from. So if we have a look at our old scan, the original body fat mass that I had actually got was 3.5 kilos. So only just less than 10 kilograms of fat was put on during this bulk, which I would say isn't too bad considering how lean I was in the very first one. So moving on to the muscle fat analysis, obviously our weight was 78.4, and of that, this is the most important one in the bulk. For this body scan, we weighed in at 37.4 kilograms of muscle, and having a look at our first one, our first body scan indicated 33.7. So in that 4 months, we have put on 3.7 kilos of muscle, which is about right on track for where I wanted to be. According to Google, the average rate of muscle growth is about a maximum of 1 kilo per month. So I'm really right up there when it comes to training optimally and maximizing my actual muscle growth. So pretty happy with that. This most current body scan, we measured in at a body fat percentage of 16.7 compared to the original one, which was just 5.5. So as I was explaining before the original scan, I came in lean as hell. I mean, 5.5% is ridiculously lean. That is honestly that is professional bodybuilding numbers, and only a very small amount of people ever get to single digit body fats, let alone 5.5%. So keep in mind, that's where I came from. 16.7 really isn't too bad. And like I said before, that 10 kilos of fat mass really isn't too bad considering how much I had previously. So yeah, 16.7, you know, it's not lean, but it's not too bulky at the same time. It's about a healthy body weight percentage. They say for males, a really healthy range is anywhere between about 12 to 17%. So honestly, I'm not too upset about that considering I've got a cut coming up in about a month or so anyway, so I'll be able to peel that fat back pretty quickly and hopefully be able to preserve all that muscle as well. Now moving on to the next little segment here, I find this one very interesting, and this confirmed a theory of mine about my genetics, because basically this tells you how your body distributes all the fat. So of the 13.1 kilos of fat mass that's in my actual body, both my arms store only half a kilo. So I always had this theory that all of my weight was generally goes to my trunk first, and my back and my arms stay very lean, and a little bit of fat gets stored in my legs. And basically this confirms it. So out of the 13 kilos, only half a kilo, get that, half a kilo of fat is stored in each of my arms, and 1.7 is stored in my legs. So 3 times the amount of fat is stored in my legs as my arms. And what's even crazier is that more than 50% of the fat in my body is stored in the trunk. 7.3 kilograms of that fat is stored in here. So unfortunately, I don't have the waist genetics of someone like David Lade or Alex Eubank. I mean, either way, you just gotta be the best you can with the cards that you're dealt with. So I don't even really care about it. But yeah, I always had that theory that that's kind of how my body distributed fat. So this was really interesting to kind of confirm that, because you can see the differences as well between the previous scan. So in the previous scan, 0.1 kilograms of fat was stored in my arms. My arms had 100 grams of fat in it. That is mind-blowing to read. Imagine. That is actually insane. So my arms, only 400 grams of fat actually went for my arms over this 4 months of bulking. And then even in my legs used to have 0.7 kilos of fat in them. Keeping in mind the original amount of actual fat in my body around that time was 3.5 kilos, which is absolutely insane. So 4 months later, 1 whole kilo of that body fat mass has gone to my legs. I'm not mad about either. I honestly wish it was a little bit more. It would make my legs look a little bit bigger, but you know. So of course, my trunk had gained the most fat. So my arms had only gained 400 grams. My legs had only gained 1 kilo each, but my trunk has gained 6.6 kilos over the 4 months. So moving on to segmental circumference. This part is actually pretty cool because you can track exactly how much your muscles grew. Like, it actually measures it for you in centimeters. So yeah, it was pretty cool. So I'm just gonna put these side by side here. So my neck grew approximately 3 centimeters. It was 36, now it's 39. I think we had the most growth in my chest. My chest went from 94.5 to 105.1 centimeters. So that is a 10 centimeter gain in the chest. We had a 20 centimeter gain in the abdomen area from 72 to 92 centimeters. And I think that just comes from a bit of that fat gain during the bulk as well. And that pretty much goes the same for my hips. My hips went from 91 to 99 centimeters, so there is an 8 centimeter gain there. Both my arms nearly gained about 4 centimeters. So my left arm actually gained 4 centimeters and my right arm gained 3.8, which is also a bit mind-blowing considering the fact that visually to me, my left bicep looks smaller than my right. But according to these numbers, my left arm actually grew more and is 0.2 centimeters bigger than my right. So that's very interesting. And then something that I'm pretty happy with is my leg growth as well. Over the past 4 months, my legs have grown 5 centimeters in overall circumference. So pretty happy with the growth there. So yeah, my legs outgrew my arms, which makes sense. I mean, they're a bigger muscle group, but you know, that's still good to see. And then pretty happy with the chest gains as well, 10 centimeters, 4 months. Now, to tie it all off, guys, we're gonna have a look at the weight control. This isn't really that important if you know what you're doing and you've got a plan and you're sticking to it, but I thought I'd mention it anyway because I found it very interesting. So as we discussed before, my body fat percentage was only 5.5% in this original scan, and what it actually recommended to me in order to be at a healthy weight was to actually gain 6 kilos of fat. So it even said down the bottom, it recommended an amount of calories I consume. So it recommended me intake 2,645. Well, it's safe to say that definitely hasn't recommended the same on my most recent body scan because I've been eating far more than 2,600. But now on the most recent scan, in terms of weight control and fat control, it actually recommends that I only lose 1.5 kilos to be at maximum optimal health. And overall, my InBody score, InBody being the brand of the body scan, it actually went up from a 75 to 85 out of 100 points. So according to the numbers, I'm actually healthier now than when I was really shredded at single digit body fat. I mean, which is probably true, but either way, I'm gonna go back to having a shredded six pack anyway. But, if you guys haven't got a body scan before, I definitely recommend it. It's a great way to track your progress, great way to put everything in numbers, and a really good indicator of how you're going and whether you need to change anything up to try get better results. But overall, I'm pretty happy with mine. So yeah, I think I'm gonna wrap it up there, guys. It definitely won't be my last body scan, so more will be coming in the future. If this is something that you guys wanna see more of, let me know in the comments down below as well. I think the next body scan I get will probably be at the very end of my bulk, which is in about 5 or 6 weeks. So yeah, looking forward to that. And that's all from me for now. So I'll see you guys in the next one.